Hey everyone, it's Robert from My Turntable. Hoping you had a great day today. No coffee, but a Pepsi kind of day. Just to quench my thirst, so I'm not coughing through the video. Cheers everyone, hope everyone's doing well. This is going to be part 2 of 10 albums from the 70s, this time 1971. So what I'm doing is I'm just picking 10 random albums from a particular year in the 70s, talk briefly about them, show off some great albums, in my opinion anyway. You may disagree or agree, but just have some fun. I'm going to plan on going through right up until 1979, so let's get to it. Right off the bat, Wings and Wildlife. I can't remember where I got this. It's in great shape. But it is their debut album by Wings, the third album by Paul McCartney since he broke up with the Beatles, or from the Beatles. You got Paul, you got wife Linda, Denny Sewell on drums, and Denny Lane on guitar, who was with the Moody Blues. Released December 1971. Not a bad album. I mean, critics panned this one because they're comparing it to the Beatles, and they can't do that. I mean, it's Wings. Wings would get better, obviously, but the more you listen to this one, I think it gets better. There's a distinct reggae sound to some of the tunes on here, particularly in the song "Love Is Strange." Again, this one grows on you. It's a stripped down Paul McCartney album. Basically the man and his music, but it's got a lot of great moments. Might not blow you away, but it's a decent album. I like it. Now this one is definitely a decent album. This is Salisbury by Uriah Heep, the second album by Uriah Heep, released in January 1971. More of a progressive rock album than their first album. 16-minute track on here with a 24-piece orchestra. Awesome blend of heavy metal, power, and prog rock. Maybe one of my favorite albums by Uriah Heep. Of course, you got the famous David Byron on lead vocals, except Lady in Black and High Priestess, sung by Ken Hensley, the keyboardist. You got the great Mick Box, who's still with the band. Fantastic lead guitarist, acoustic guitarist. Ken Hensley, as I just mentioned, on keyboards and piano, acoustic guitar. Also, again, lead vocals on those two tracks that I mentioned. Paul Newton on bass and Keith Baker on drums. It's a fine album. Fine album. I love it. This one's no slouch either. And I love the album design. Where the corners cut off. This is Traffic, the low spark of high-heeled boys, the fifth album by Traffic, released in 1971. Voted 625 of Colin Larkin's all-top 1,000 albums. I never get tired of this album. It's fantastic. Every time I put it on, I enjoy it. It's on the Island label. You got Steve Winwood and Jim Capaldi, who put together this awesome album. Great tracks like Hidden Treasure, Rock and Roll Stew, the title track, The Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys, Light Up or Leave It, Leave Me Alone. Yeah, so good. So good. This is one of my all-time favorite bands. Probably the most commercially successful album. A Space and Time by 10 Years After. The great British blues band led by Alvin Lee. The amazing guitarist is on the Columbia label. The sixth album by the band, 1971 release in August. Full of rock and bluesy songs. Over the Hill, Let the Sky Fall. Their biggest hit, I'd Love to Change the World, which is still on classic rock radio. Maybe their only hit. Baby Won't You Let Me Rock and Roll You, Hard Monkeys, I've Been There Too, and the Jammy Uncle Jam. You got Alvin Lee, of course, the fantastic, all over the fretboard player, guitars and vocals. Leo Lyons on bass, Rick Lee on drums, and Chick Churchill on keyboards. Amazing stuff. Speaking of great guitarists, you got Leslie West and Mountain. This is Flowers of Evil. The cover's rough, but the vinyl sounds great. Mountain is such a great heavy band. This is the third album by the band. The first part is live. Sorry, the first part is studio. The second half of the album is live. Flowers of Evil, the title track, is about drug abuse in Vietnam. The live version was recorded at the Fillmore East in New York City and released in November 1971. You got Flowers of Evil, King's Choral, One Last Cold Kiss, Crossroader, Pride and Passion. That's all on side one. Side two, you got a medley going on, a dream sequence medley of 24 minutes and 27 seconds with an amazing guitar solo by Leslie West. Roll Over Beethoven, Dreams of Milk and Honey, Variations, and a Swan theme, sorry. And then it ends with Mississippi Queen, their big hit on here. But great album. From Canada, I always have to include a Canadian album here. This is Lighthouse, One Fine Morning, way back. These guys were formed way back in 1968. Their music is, think of Chicago, the band Chicago. Think of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Their music is horn-based, rock and roll, jazz, classic music. Just a great fun band. This is a masterpiece of music. 1971 in June it was released. This is fantastic. It's really good. It's on the GRT label. If you don't know Lighthouse, definitely check these guys out. Speaking of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, this is Blood, Sweat, and Tears 4. The last album before David Clayton Thomas would leave the band. He wouldn't come back until the 90s, I think. Maybe I'm mistaken on that one. It's on the Columbia label. The fourth album by the band, June 1971 release. You got Go Down Gambling, the big hit. Cowboys and Indians, John the Baptist. Al Cooper wrote that one. Redemption, Lisa, Listen to Me, Look at My Heart, High on the Mountain, Valentine's Day. The original Take Me in Your Arms and Rock Me a Little While, made famous by the Doobie Brothers. For Your Lady, Mama Gets High, I Look Into My Heart. And again, you've got David Clayton Thomas on lead vocals, except there was one track that he didn't sing lead vocals. He also plays guitar on Go Down Gambling. Steve Katz on guitars, harmonica, mandolin, and lead vocals on Valentine's Day. Jim Felder is bass guitar on Redemption as well. Fantastic stuff. How about some hard rock from Texas? This is Bloodrock, USA. I love this cover. Such a great cover. It's on the Capitol label. The fourth album by the Texan rock and roll band, October 1971. Heavy Texas band, a little more progressive, but still with a kind of a Deep Purple sound, which I absolutely love because Deep Purple is my favorite band. I got Jim Rutledge on vocals, Les Pickens on vocals and guitar, Nick Taylor on guitars and vocals, Stephen Hill on keyboards and vocals, Ed Grundy on bass and vocals, and Rick Cobb on drums and percussion. Fantastic stuff. And again, this cover is to die for. This cover is a little beaten up, but the vinyl sounds good. This is the Alice Cooper Band and Love It to Death. I love the Alice Cooper Band. They were so good. March 9th, 1971. The band's real first commercial success. first album to start off with their rock and roll sound, or their hard rock sound, compared to the psychedelic sound of the first two albums. You get Caught in a Dream, I'm 18, Sunrise, just some hits off of this one. There's a cool picture of the band there. Alice, of course, lead vocals, harmonica, Glenn Buxton on lead guitar, Michael Bruce on rhythm guitar, Dennis Dunaway on bass, and Neil Smith on drums. What a great, great band the Alice Cooper Band was. It's a fantastic album, by the way. And finally, I know this is a compilation album, but it was kind of my introduction to The Who. This is Meaty Beaty Big and Bouncy, the great, great compilation album. It's on the Decca label. Again, this was my first Who album that I ever bought. Can't remember if this is the original or not. Probably not. But 1971 release. Look at the hits. I can't explain. The kids are all right. Happy Jack, I Can See for Miles, Pictures of Lily, My Generation, The Seeker, Anyway, Anyhow, Anywhere, Pinball Wizard, A Legal Matter, Boris the Spider, Magic Bus, Substitute, and I'm a Boy. Just greatest hits all over the place on this one. It's on the Decca label. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. So there you have it, guys. There's 10 albums from 1971. I'll be back again soon with 10 more from 1972. And have yourself a great rest of the day. Love you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.